And these are some parts of, this is also the biggest gold deposits in Mindanao. It's in Davao, it's in Magdiwala, and many gold deposits are being mined also by big corporations. This Canatuan mining project is in Zamboanga, the place where I come from. It is being mined by the Toronto Ventures of Canada. So this has been, all others have been being washed away. So these upper portions of our lands are being taken away, and including these remaining forests. That's why you could imagine the flooding. We have all the reports. If you have, if it goes to the international news, we have all the floods and the victims and the landslides. We have that. So with this mining, these food areas are being threatened, including our aquatic resources, which we are very rich in Mindanao. I have all these figures here. This is the tuna industry, which the Japanese people really wanted, and they have that, and they're controlling these areas, the tuna and everything else. So these are our top exports and our imported products. And you can see where this export goes and where we imported our materials for our production. So that's Japan, US, the Netherlands, South Korea, and China. Vietnam, US, and Malaysia, and Brazil and India is our source of other materials for us. So there's really poverty especially in the marginalized ones. So there had been landlessness, even if we have the agrarian reform, which was not implemented through and through. For 25 years, we had been doing that, and we had been fighting, and I was born out of that struggle for land. And until now, many people are being disenfranchised because of these land speculations and these agribusiness corporations. When there was distribution of land, because they cannot cultivate the lands because they don't have the money to buy for the inputs and the labor cost, then they tend to sell the lands because there are many speculators for these distributed lands. So there's really poverty in our country and our beloved Mindanao. Malnutrition is always there, and I have all these figures. I think I have to be fast. Sorry. So, what are we doing? So we join hands with other social movements in a campaign for food sovereignty. And I think it's different food sovereignty as the government is exposing. The government is actually exposing food security, not sovereignty. For us, it's a sovereignty because we don't want that other powerful nations has to dictate what shall we do. So it's in the perspective of the food processors and small landholders, not of the landowners. So we are forming networks from the local level down to up to the national level, and we even join with the Asia Pacific Network for Food Sovereignty. There are Asian social movements who are looking together for this campaign on land, because many also, as for the Philippines, like the Philippines, they have also the same problems as we had, especially on the access to land, the struggle for access to land, because especially now that the IMF World Bank is implementing the program on the responsible agricultural investments, which we know it will really lead to land speculations, and land deals are ongoing. And even, could you imagine, China is asking us, our government, that they want the government is giving out 3,000 hectares of land for China to grow food. And China is a very big country, and they have very big lands. Why are they interested in the Philippines? So many are coming to the Philippines for those programs that we had, and we call that program for the IMF World Bank as the part of the global land grabbing that they are doing. That's why many of the lands are now being taken away from us. So, aside from that, forming networks, we really have to organize our present movement because as in the 1990s, before 1990s, there was a very strong peasant movement which is usually led by the communist organizations. But after the ideological differences, it just crashed out. So we had a very hard time reviving all this peasant movement because of different ideological leanings. So now we tend to regroup through this campaign on food security because I think the problem of ideology does not solve necessarily just for the food of the people, the poor people. The people could not understand all those things. So we had to go back to the ground, explain the people why they are poor, why they don't have food, why these lands are being taken away from us, why are there floods, so why are the prices going high. They could not just, the ordinary people could just not understand all these things. So we had to organize again and revive this peasant movement, especially from the peasant to the fisher folks and to the urban poor families which are also suffering from food crisis. So we had to link all these people so that we can build a very strong movement for food sovereignty. So we had to protect our local markets. Because of capitalist productions, the mines, even the mines of the peasants, are being turned to the ideology of the market. They tend to produce for the market, not for the food. So we try to have values formation and educate our people so that they know how, when, and how to act on these things. So we tried also to lobby on strict regulation on importations. So that would be done only at the national level. So at the ground, we have to explain so that if there are campaigns at the national level, we can support with the grassroots support. We have that. So networking and alliance building among small agricultural producers. And even there are some people in the government who are also worried about all these things. So, and we have to consolidate our grassroots. So at the local level, in every communities, we are encouraging the production of safe food, and that is sustainable agriculture. To get away with, because with agribusiness, the introduction of chemicals was during the Green Revolution program. That was the chemical thing that eroded away our natural farming system. So we had to educate again our people and to use these remaining resources that we had to protect all this, the barrenness of the land, infertility of our soil, and productivity of our agricultural lands. So we had to use sustainable agriculture and natural farming, especially so that people don't have the money to buy the chemicals or the pesticides and the fertilizers, aside from the health reasons that these things causes to the population. So we do this at the household level, in every community. We organize these people along these lines so that aside from producing this, we have really to make their minds be aware. Okay, these are our say food from the rice and corn to the vegetables that we had. We all produce organic food now. We are also establishing alternative markets for organic products, and we are producing, every community has been producing organic fertilizers from the available materials in the communities. And there is also an introduction of the vermiculture. The worm, the African night crawlers that produces a very nice organic fertilizer. As we had experimented is the best that we have for all those years. We have been starting with this. And for, in lieu of all those chemicals, we also make our own botanical pesticides and natural pest control system. This is being used by our forefathers, so we have to revive that. And these are less costly because it's just around the corner. You don't have to have much money in order to produce. It's only your innovativeness of things. So, and also we are protecting our traditional seeds because all our seeds are taken away from us. And as I have mentioned earlier, IRI is there. The Rice Research Institute is there. They're siphoning all our traditional seeds so that they are deposited in banks, and now we have been producing this. So we have also the campaigns against mining and agrarian reform and environmental protection, and also we are training our local farmers to do sustainable agriculture, especially in the youth. We focuses on that. So I hope I'm not too... We have just started. For us, we have just started because all along the way, we have so many problems and we have so many challenges to face. We have started, but we will persevere in our struggle for right to food and for the protection of the environment, in order for the people to survive. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. That was a fantastic insight into